Okay, Mitch Moses has signed a contract extension with the Parramatta Eels that will run until 2029. The player option in his favour has been removed from the contract, which makes this potentially and most likely his last playing contract as an NRL player. He may play on past 2029, but this looks likely to be his last contract. This is important. It shows that Mitch Moses has bought into Jason Ryles, the new head coach. And it's important that Jason Ryles has signed his best player long term. Now, the focus now shifts onto Dylan Brown, key part of the spine, because he's got the player option in his favour and clubs are circling. We do know that there's a $10 million plus contract on the table over 10 years, which would make him one of the highest paid players in the game. We know that offer is on the table and that could lure him away. The money could lure him away. Now, signing Moses long term helps with the future planning because keeping a player like Moses at your club, who is a state of origin winner, a rep player, both Lebanon and Australia, he's played in the grand final, can attract other players to your club. Mitch Moses is one of the most talented players in the game, and that can help with player recruitment and also player retention. With the younger players, they've lost Blaze Tuolangi, which is a problem. He was the future. He has now moved on to Penrith, and that is a problem. That was a mistake by the Eels not keeping him as part of their future planning, because at some point Mitch Moses will retire. At some point Dylan Brown potentially will move on or retire or be injured again, because both players have had their injury concerns. So that depth is important. They've allowed him to move on. Now, yes, he has had a shoulder reconstruction surgery and he's not going to be playing this weekend in the Vegas games for Penrith. He's not fit enough to play, or he's not ready to play in that role. And Parramatta did use him as a centre and a winger at times in the outside backs as an emergency rotation because of injuries. And he played quite well. He's very talented. He's very talented for a young player, but they've lost him. So this is adding extra focus to keep Dylan Brown long term until further players can come through the Parramatta system for the future. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Dylan Brown contract negotiations. But signing Moses long term is important. Also, adding Zach Lomax is important because Zach Lomax can play fullbacks. That strengthens your spine. Most likely will play in the centres or on the wing, but he can play fullback. And that's another area where losing Clint Gutherson, the side isn't as strong as it was in the spine. And so they've had some key player turnover. But adding Lomax to the squad is a good thing. Tying up Moses is a good thing. And it shows that, Jason Ryles has obviously got the confidence of Mitch Moses going forwards, and their goal is to make the top 8 again and bounce back from 2 very disappointing seasons. The speculation around Dylan Brown, however, could that potentially derail Parramatta? Because there was a lot of speculation about Mitch Moses. Would he stay? Would he go? Would he exercise the player option in his contract? He's decided to stay and scrap the player option and commit his long-term future to the club. Will Dylan Brown do the same? Will he do likewise? Will he sign until 2029 or 2028 or even 2027? Just even a couple of seasons? Or will he go, no, I want to test the open market and take the money? Because there is a big contract floating around out there, and many clubs are looking at Dylan Brown, trying to offer him and lure him away with contract offers of more money than what the Eels would offer him. So we shall see what happens, but Mitch Moses has signed a long-term contract extension until 2029 with the Parramatta Eels. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comments section below, and I'll have some more content for you guys very, very soon.